The Crystal Palace of Valorum stood like a splintered pry #SM, beneath a sky roiling with storm #clouds, its silver spires dimmed by the weight of a kingdom teetering on ruin. Queen Meghan stood in the royal cloister, her sapphire gown shimmering like a frozen tide across the frost-laced marble, her coronet a cold vice against her trembling brow. The air was thick with the #scent of winter jasmine and the acrid sting of betrayal, as if the palace itself mourned the monarchy's unraveling. Months of relentless scandals, her foreign roots, a forged video of Prince Harry's infidelity, her father's scrying orb expose, Tyler Perry's 86 Chronicles, a doctored audio, #the Celestial Network's rejection of As Ever, her mother Dory's accusation, Jessica Mulrooney's betrayal, and the Order's probe, had pushed Valorum to the edge of collapse. Now, a new catastrophe had erupted, its venom unparalleled. Meghan and Harry were accused of orchestrating a leak about secret reconciliation talks with King Charles, a betrayal that had turned the royal council against them. The news, blazing across the kingdom's scrying orbs, branded them manipulators, shattering their last hope of mending ties. Harry, her anchor #, every storm, stood beside her, but the accused Ion's shadow threatened to fracture their bond. The palace, once a beacon of grandeur, now felt like a mausoleum of whispers, its crystal corridors alive with the flicker of orbs proclaiming the council's outrage. The Queen and Prince have betrayed the Crown's trust. Tonight, Meghan had planned to enter the Starstone's crypt, a desperate bid to restore the relic's power and save Valorum's failing harvests. Her heart, scarred by betrayals, Disara's warnings, Vera's visions, Morgana's rituals, Calitha's ciphers, Serafina's chronicles, Thalion's crystals, Elindra's prophecies, Voltha's truths, Zoratha's reliquaries, Lysandra's soul locket, Celine's celestial orb, Vera's verity amulet, Thalira's Skyzinger's crystal, Lysera's lawkeeper's scroll, bled under this new assault. The reconciliation #talks, held in secret with the king's aides, were meant to heal the rift widened by their departure from Anglia. But images of the meeting, captured by unseen eyes, had flooded the orbs, sparking accusations that Meghan and Harry #aged the leak to sway public favor. The #cohort's vipers hissed with glee, their eyes glinting with malice, accusing them of treachery. King Charles, already wounded by her SSIER, loomed as a silent judge, his trust in them shattered. Meghan's fingers clutched the edge of a #Arbely balustrade, her emerald eye clouded with a storm of grief and defiance. The accusation of orchestrating the leak cut deeper than any scandal #L, its wake #HT crushing her resolve. She recalled the clandestine summit in Eldoria's Shadow District, the air thick with frost, the king's aide promising a path to peace. Their hope had been fragile, a flicker in the dark, but the leaked images, Harry's aide sipping wine, the king's emissary nodding gravely, had twisted their intent into a spectacle. Whispers on the orbs claimed Meghan had summoned the seers herself, craving the kingdom's pity. Had their allies betrayed them, or had they misjudged their enemies? The question burned as she faced Harry, his auburn hair disheveled, his green eyes shadowed with guilt. "We didn't leak it," he had said last night, his voice breaking under the weight of frost-laden RE #R. But who believes us now? Meghan's heart ached D with doubt. A breathless herald burst into the cloister, his cloak dusted with frost, his voice trembling with urgency. "Your Majesty, a message from the Shadow District. A C #R from Eldoria awaits at the Frostvale Tavern, claiming to know the truth behind the leaked summit. The guards await your command." The words struck like a spark in the dark. Truth. Could it redeem them or seal their #doom? Meghan's heart surged with fragile hope, but the cloister's shadows seemed to mock her. She glanced at Harry, his jaw tight, and nodded. "Take us there," she commanded, her voice steady despite the tremor in her hands. They swept through a hidden passage, her gown trailing like a wraith across the cold stone, Harry's #PS heavy beside her. The carriage sped through Valorum's frost-rimed streets, past flickering lanterns and shuttered halls, the clatter of hooves echoing Meghan's racing thoughts. She recalled their early reign, Harry's reckless charm, their dream of a united #Valorum, her vow to rise above her outsider status. But the scandals, each tied to the Starstone's peril, had woven a noose of doubt. The leaked summit, meant to #bridge the chasm with Charles, had instead widened it, the council now viewing them as schemers. The Frostvale Tavern loomed ahead, its weathered facade aglow with a spectral light, the air thick # with frost and whispered secrets. Meghan pulled her hood low, her steps swift as she navigated the tavern's smoky common room, ignoring the stares of patrons clutching their mulled wine. She climbed the narrow stairs to the room ennobled by the herald, her pulse a deafening roar. She pushed the door open without knocking. Harry stood by a small, flickering hearth, his auburn hair dusted with frost, his green eyes wide with a mix of #F relief and desperation. Beside him stood a figure cloaked in deep amethyst, their face obscured by a hood, their hands clutching a glowing, rune-etched mirror. The scene was charged, far from the treachery the court whispered, but Meghan's heart stung with the weight of another secret. Her voice sliced through the silence, sharp as a blade. Harry, you meet in shadows while the council brands us liars. They claim we staged the summit's leak, and you're here with another stranger. The figure low-read their hood, revealing a face weathered by time, their obsidian eyes glinting with quiet resolve. I am Zorathine, they said, their voice low and resonant, like a tide against stone. I am a shadowbinder of the veil, keeper of Valorum's hidden paths. Prince Ari sought me to uncover the truth behind the leaked summit. Harry stepped forward, his hands raised in supplication. Meghan, we didn't leak the talks. The traitor we've hunted, Desara, Vera, all warned of the #M, used a spell to summon the seers, framing us to destroy our chance at peace. Meghan's eyes blazed, her voice trembling with pain. Framed. The council turns against us, Charles distrusts us, and you claim it's a spell. After Jessica's betrayal, Perry's chronicles, and the network's rejection, how many more secrets, Harry? The accusati #on of staging the leak cut deep, her hope for reconciliation, now a weapon. Her heart, battered by bet #rail, ached with doubt. Had she misjudged her enemies? Zorathine raised the mirror, its light casting eerie shadows across the room. This is a shadowbinder's mirror, they said. It unveils truths cloaked by deceit. The summit's leak was orchestrated by a traitor, within the royal council, using a spell to summon seers and frame you. Your child, the Starstone's heir, is their target. They produced a frost-rhymed codex, its pages pulsing with sigils. This codex, stolen from the traitor's lair, reveals their plan, to use the leak to isolate you, allowing them to seize the Starstone. The traitor is closer than you know. Harry to OK Meghan's hand, his touch pleading. I should have told you, he said, his voice thick with regret. I sought Zorat Hein to save our name and our child. The traitor wants us dead. Meghan pulled away, her heart torn between betrayal and duty. You've broken my trust, she said. But if Valorum is at stake, we face it together. Zorathine's obsidian eyes gleamed with resolve. Starstone's crypt lies beneath the palace, guarded by traps only a royal can disarm. The traitor knows you're near the truth. We must act now. Meghan straightened, her coronet a reminder of her duty. The council scorn, the leak's fallout, her pain, they QLDYT, Valorum's survival hung in the balance. Lead on,